Hi everyone, welcome to day 71. So 10 weeks has been completed and we have been doing great. I hope you have been learning good with me. So yesterday we were doing the search page initiation and we have added our function. Now today we will focus to build our search page itself so that the view, in the view. So let's get back to the Jira and see the task. I guess the search was there, which was in progress, and we will keep that itself. So in the front end, the search is in progress. So let's get back to the code first. And if you remember, we were doing on the sidebar page where we were doing the function of search bar. So what I can say is that we are adding the response in the API based. But if you think we don't require to send the data, we require to send the query that can be fetched there. So let's remove this and just we have to do the router.push, but in a different manner. What extra thing is required? Extra thing is required is query, which is in form of this. That is a search query dot value dot trim. So why were you using trim? So let's say someone added multiple. What should I say? Someone added the multiple spaces after the last point or first before the first value. So that doesn't mean anything. So we are doing that thing. So it is getting some error. So let's see. We will see query parameter in URL view in router. So we can see we have to add like this. We have to add like this. So we will work like that. Nothing to worry. So it will be path. What does that mean? So path is basically where we want to go, search and queries like this way. Now, this is the thing, but how that can be passed there? So we are not using token, so let's remove this. So in the index.js, we will add something. So what we will add? We will add up props. So control Z, sorry. So I have added some code of the props. So what is this prop basically does? Prop is nothing but a specific property that can be inherited from parent to child. What does that mean? So you can say a hand can coordinate only with the help of the brain. So brain gives the property to hand. So you pass on something or something you know as father do something and the child copies it or mother do something child copies it. So that the thing how the web browser things can work similar behavior. So that we do in props. So we send props and in prop we receive those things. Alright. So that can be used in the search, basically search page. So what we will do, first we will import ref comma on mounted. From view, we will also import Axios from Axios, and we will import mm, so this is the basic import we will use. So for that, what we require, const access token, which is coming from the local storage dot get item, const query is equals to ref route dot const route equals to use route. So route dot query, or it should be empty. I guess so. So receive. So in use route dot query dot whatever things we want. So let's see what we receive here first. Console dot log query, comma query. So this is the basic setup we have done. We have to do the templating setup as well. Templating setup is nothing but the first template setup is the part of this. So we are using sidebar, but we haven't imported sidebar. So let's import sidebar. So we have saved something, and let's run the code first. First run the back front end. And then run the backend. Let's see. If I let's say AS. So now you can see we get some these things. So we get the route.query dot quick queue dot value. Let's get back to this AS enter. So I guess I need to find some solution. But Q can be a solution. Let's see. Now let's put here Q dot value. As now we get this thing. So we have added this in the console. Now we can create a function, similar function, a basic function from here. So let's add that here. Use router const router equals to use router. So we have added this. API slash search query q equals to query dot value. We will get a response. So let's say what we where we store this response, const items. So items will be a response, that will be a reference of list, empty object. So items dot value is equals to response json dot data. So this should be the thing that will be displayed there. Now that is the one part where we store all of those things. But what to show? So for that, let's go to the design thing. So we have a try but without a catch. We'll have a catch error. Dot alert. Error in response, comma e. So if you remember, we have used this thing similar here, catch error. But instead of console.error, we just did this thing. So that is the part where we have did this thing. So we got that. So now we have to create a task as well. So let's first create a backend task, API of search. And here now we will see a design to design a web page. So by that time we know few things like if this is at 1/4 quarter, so the next thing will be a div class equals to with 3/4, and more precise we have to do other part as well. So, so here what we do, we will show some of the username, which the box itself will be a clickable box. If items dot length else, here we will add a class to add a bold. Center text black, text 5 4 Excel. Now justify center, items center. These are all the things which is required. No items found. So let's see what does it shows. No item found. That is good. If I do this, it is in the center. But what if it finds? So if it's finds, what we will do? We will do v for item in items. Now we will get items dot username. We will change those things if required at the later stage. But this itself should be a card where that option of hamburger should be there. So let's do card tailwind CSS. Plain text card, this should, we don't require this thing. We can have similar kind of cards. A simple card like this could be good to go. Minimal info card. So we will add a class equals to flex, flexbox, and now we will have a grid. And now you can see we'll have a grid. Instead of now it's have a flex box and have a border. B2 and then be gray 500. So this is something that can be there. So by that time, let's add something like it has some data for testing purpose. Username Jack. Because we haven't built the API, so we don't have data. And this should be there. Text center, text black. Now let's remove this console and see if there is any items. We are getting the item as username Jack. So we are okay. So this is the error. We found that. So now you can see the username Jack itself, and that also has border, but we want border some thicker. 3. And that 2 in a box which has some width. WM15. Mm, so 15, let's say we have a width of 60 and height of 10. 10 is not working, let's say 20. 20 is still bigger, so let's move it to 15. 15 is smaller, 16. Yeah, so it should be some 70. 70 doesn't work, 60 works, so let's make it 60 only, or even 64 will be good. Border radius, we are 10. Now we want some background color, so background color should be white. Text should be center black and font should be bold. Now this should be 4 Excel. Instead of 4 Excel, it will be just Excel. So we got these things. Now we want a click over this div for every item. Instead of this, there should be some mini hamburger menu and in Tailwind CSS. Instead of mini, it should be dotted. So it should be kebab menu. I don't want this. I want only Tailwind CSS. It should not, it should not be dot drop down. See, so we have this thing. Let's see. It has added that. And for this, but this should be at last part. So space evenly. This should be at text center, text right. And this button should have one functionality. First, let's make that functionality. At the rate click equals to mark for review marker, which will display a pop up. So pop up will we will make a component for pop up. Function review marker. For this now, what we will do, we will call that popover as well. So we will build that as well. So it's already been a long time. So let's pause it here and let's come back tomorrow and build all those sort of those things. Until then, keep learning.